Okay, cool. What's up, you guys? It's Overt, and we're gonna talk about GSP, steroids, the UFC. I figure I'm driving home right now. It's this is not safe. I don't recommend doing this, but I like talking. I'm really big. If you guys didn't know, I'm really big into UFC and stuff. I'm sure you guys all know that by now from my YouTube channel, just in general, and also the fact that I've been competing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and training since I've been 15, and I'm 22 now. So figure let's go ahead and make this video, make this vlog. We're gonna talk about some of the things that GSP has come out and said since his retirement thingy, and steroids. And I want your opinions on it, of course. And yeah, buddy. So yeah, before I get into this, I want to let you guys know I may be a little bit ignorant to a few things. So if you know anything that I don't, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you find me ignorant, enlighten me. Okay, cool. So let's get into it. GSP, since his last fight, his title retention fight, he retained his title, and then that was with the beating, the one-sided beating of Johnny Hendricks. We all know he whooped on him pretty good. No, it's a very close fight, very good. Big props to Johnny. But yeah, so since that, he kind of retired. He kind of went on a little hiatus, if you will. Doesn't know if he's going to come back to the sport. And with these comments, I'm aware it's a little bit dark. Sorry, it's nighttime, but this is when I felt like recording the commentary. Got a problem with it? No, whatever. Big G, big whoop. So, anyways, GSP has come out and said a few of the reasons why he decided to some factors that helped him in his decision to take a break from the UFC. And one of those huge factors was that the UFC did not back him for the VADA testing, the VADA, whatever you want to call it, VADA testing. WADA is, I believe, the governing body for steroid testing or PED testing, performance enhancing drugs testing. But VADA, from my understanding, is the actual company that tests or something. It's like a more extreme company. They do random drug tests and stuff like that, and they don't have set dates for you to get drug tested. So it's very random, more of a chance to catch cheaters, to catch people who are on, performance enhancers, so steroids, testosterone, HGH, things of that nature. And because of this, so GSP wanted to come out and prove that, he's clean and all this stuff. He wanted to do that, so he was going to fund it out of his own pocket. At first, Johnny Hendricks agreed, and then there were some disputes and stuff, and it ended up not happening, but George St. Pierre still tested himself. But during the course of this time, Dana White said that it was weird. It was just really weird that GSP was doing this. Oh, why are you doing that, GSP? And it's weird that they wouldn't back their poster boy, pretty much. And obviously it's because, matches fall through, the UFC loses money, I believe. That's probably why, I think that if Dana had a choice, I've met Dana quite a few times. He's a very nice guy in person and all that stuff, but it's a business. And I think if Dana had a choice, he would want nobody to ever get caught for steroids because it makes the whole company look bad. But at the same time, I'm sure that none of us are necessarily mad. Like when we see these fighters go out there and fight, none of us are mad at how well they do, you know what I mean? But before we get into that, so GSP was upset about some of the comments made and all that stuff, and the fact that the UFC did not back him. And I agree with him. I definitely agree, and I agree. Shoot, man, he said that about the testing, and he came out and said that he believes, however many people are on, you know what, probably like more than half of those guys probably do something, whether it be to gain muscle mass, whether it be to gain strength, or whether it just be to help them with their recovery time. Because believe it or not, we demand a lot out of these athletes. We demand a whole bunch from these guys, and we expect them to get through it. We expect their bodies to get through it, but not everybody's genetically built the same. Some people are predisposed to have shoulder injuries or to not put on as much muscle mass as others. And that's just how it goes, and we have to accept that. And because of that, some of these guys are, quote unquote, forced to use, performance enhancers, to use these drugs. And, yeah, it's cheating. It is cheating, of course, obviously. But you know what? GSP is kind of firing shots in a way, but he's doing it very respectively. And Dana White came out and said, hey, if you got a problem, call me man to man. He was very reserved for the normal Dana White, that's for sure. But he still is coming out and telling GSP if he's got a problem, he never said them to him on the night of the fight. But if he has a problem, he better come out and say something, to him man to man or whatever the case may be. Also, GSP said, which I agree with to an extent, that the UFC is a monopoly. Oh, well, there goes my phone. That's fantastic. Oh God. Hold on, you guys. Okay, are you back? All right, fantastic. All right, we're gonna put you back up here. You all right? You hurt? You need a Band-Aid? You didn't hurt yourself, right? You all right? All right, cool. So, he said that GSP is a monopoly, and if any fighters say anything about it, they basically get their metaphorical fight game head chopped off by Dana or by the UFC. Because, I mean, truth be told, is the UFC a monopoly to where it's... I don't think there's... I think monopolies are very good in theory, but to be honest, there's not too many monopolies by the book definition monopolies in the world, in my opinion. But the UFC is a monopoly in the sense that UFC is synonymous with MMA. You know what I mean? To a casual fan, MMA, UFC, same exact thing. They'll call it MMA, they'll call it UFC. They'll see Pride Fighting, they'll see Dream, they'll see freaking Bellator, they'll see ONE FC, World Series of Fighting, they'll say UFC. Look at that, the UFC fights are on. Casual guys. Everybody knows the UFC. Barely anybody knows not the UFC, unless you're more into that, whatever. So I think that the UFC is definitely a monopoly in a way, because, and also, if you think about it, if the UFC was to change their glove design or change their shorts or change something, every other company, every other MMA company would follow, you know what I mean? Whereas if Bellator did that, do you think UFC would really change? I don't think so. So I believe that the UFC is monopolizing the environment. You know what? Whether or not it's simply because they're the best MMA company or the most well-known, whatever. Either way, most people know UFC. And they set the standard, okay? They set the standard for sure. And if anybody says different, the UFC is pretty quick to put a stop to it, you know? So that's just what it is. And so GSP is writing those statements. But basically, it's crazy to see the poster boy for the UFC come out after he kind of retires, and he has kind of negative comments to say about it. But you know what? He's very respectful, and I believe that the UFC can make steps to change what they do. And you know what? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I want to talk about steroids real quick. Obviously, we require a lot out of these athletes, and it's funny because as soon as they don't perform well, oh, this guy is terrible, this guy sucks, whatever, blah, blah, throw him, you know, in the trash and stuff. So, but they overperform. We find out they did testosterone for the recovery time. Oh my God, the biggest cheater ever, when they're trying to live up to the standards that we set for them, which I personally believe it almost puts them in a position where they're nearly forced to do steroids or to do some type of performance enhancer to help them be healthy and not have a completely wrecked body by the time they're 29. And so I think that, shoot, man, honestly, dude, what do we all want to see? We all want to see highly entertaining matches with two physical specimens going at it, no homo, going at it in a cage match, doing work, crazy flying uppercut Hadokens, man. We want to see that stuff. And to be honest, F it, man. Put them all on steroids. Make it legal, dude. Just make it legal, in my opinion, because everybody does it anyway. The only people, for me, in my opinion, like, if you were to ban guns, okay, in America, then who would have guns? Who would have them? The people that already have the guns illegally would have guns. You know what I mean? I think that it only punishes the good people. So in the UFC, in my opinion, I think that when they ban steroids, all it hurts is the good people, because the people who are going to cheat anyway, they're going to do it regardless. They're going to pass the P test because they know the date that it's happening. They're going to pass that stuff, man, in my opinion. So shoot, dude. I mean, granted, I think that it's more ethical to not have everybody on steroids, obviously. But, God, dude, stop doing that, man. Why you guys, you guys don't like what I have to say, huh? All right, man. Well, I can't find you. I can't find the phone. Hold on. Hold on. You guys, where are you? Where are you? Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay. How are you guys? How you guys doing? You good? Okay. Anyways, the guys that don't do steroids are affected by this. They're punished almost, because the people that are going to do steroids are going to do them regardless, in my opinion. And then you get these guys who are 100% legit, who I have the utmost respect for. I respect anybody. Steroids, to me, in an athletic sense, are cheating. If you're doing it to look good at the gym, whatever. I think that that's fine. I don't really care. But it's cheating regardless, whatever. And I really believe that people who are going to cheat regardless of the rules, okay? And if I were to have it my way, I would say, shoot, man, everybody do it. I understand there's some things that come along with that, such as the people who find it immoral I find it morally wrong to do steroids. I understand that, but dude, the people who are gonna cheat are going to cheat anyways, dude. So it's like, I don't know what to do. I obviously, tell me what you would do. Would you just make steroids legal, or would you ban them completely and do harder? You know what? If they ban them completely and do the random testing more often, I think that would be awesome. But we all know that loses people money because people get caught more often and stuff like that. But whatever. And then they lose money for the shows. Okay, so honestly, man, just put them all on steroids. Just get them all super buff and muscular, and recovery time's great, and they all punch holes in brick walls and stuff, and put those two guys in the cage. That would be dope. Yeah, I might be in a little bit hyperbolic here. Is that hyperbolic time chamber? Put them in that thing, get them all Super Saiyaned up, and they come out and whoop on some people. Freaking Kamehamehas, maybe some freaking death balls. But no, seriously though, man, it's not even my final form. Firing my laser. I need to see that stuff in the UFC. But in all seriousness, let me know what you guys think. Should they be allowed to do roids? Should they quit? What do you think about GSP bringing up the fact that there's all these steroids in the UFC, and that's one of the hugest reasons why he left, because the UFC didn't support him in that random drug testing? Let me know what you guys think. Man, subscribe if you're new. I'm going to be probably doing more vlogs like this, because I mean, I do a lot of stuff on my channel, so whatever. I think this is fun. I enjoy it. Just let me know what you have to say about it. Kissy faces. Love you guys. You guys are freaking amazing. GSP, man. It's good that he's doing this, I think. I think hopefully it will change some of the people's minds about it, and to have the face of the UFC, almost the face, come out and have these negative criticisms might make some people think. So, love you. Subscribe if you're new. I'm over it and out. Don't fall on the floor again.